I know there's a little bit of concern going into this first round with the Phoenix Suns not because it was like, oh, can the Lakers get past the second-seeded Phoenix Suns? Not just that. Apparently, after the Lakers defeated the Golden State Warriors 103-100 in that play-in game, still being decided where the stats go, still being decided. So, LeBron James had an impressive stat line. Just don't know where it's going to go yet. Is it regular season? Is it playoffs? They'll figure it out eventually. Maybe not. But after that impressive game, LeBron James then attended a huge event where there are a lot of celebrities. If you want to go online, check out the pic. Go ahead, check it out. The pic looked very 2019. It was a lot of celebrities, arm in arm over shoulders, right? Let's get along, all bunched up. It was like a huge, I'm not going to say it was a panoramic, but it was just maybe 20 people in the pic, at least, tops. I want to say Jay-Z was there. I'm trying to think of who else, but I just remember looking at LeBron James and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem because the Lakers have had a microscope on their team most of this season. Thanks to the German spy, Dennis Schroeder. Yes, that's it. I think he's a plant. No, I don't think so. But because Dennis Schroeder has been on the COVID protocol safety list twice this year.
And he says he will not get vaccinated, right?
Did he say that?
They asked him, well, will you get vaccinated? And he's like, no, I will not.
At least you got to take the stance that LeBron went, where it's like LeBron said, hey, look, that's my privacy. That's my family privacy. And Chris Haynes, you can pull up the Chris Haynes thing right now if you want. But Chris Haynes even retweeted this statement and said, I've known LeBron, and this, to me, reads that he got vaccinated. So a lot of people are disputing whether or not LeBron James did get vaccinated or not. But according to this NBA statement that clarifies why LeBron James will be okay to play the NBA first-round series against the Phoenix Suns is because New York, May 24th, 2021, NBA Chief Communication Officer Mike Bass issued the following statement. And this is what he said to say, pretty much, okay, LeBron James is fine. To clarify any remaining misconception, LeBron James has briefly attended an outdoor event that week where participants were required to be vaccinated or return a negative test result. And then Chris Haynes said NBA issues a statement. Again, he retweeted that. Quote, retweet. And then Chris Haynes said, I know LeBron James. This means he got vaccinated. So at least, look, I don't care about the whole, did he not? The privacy is right? Dennis Schroeder by saying, I'm not getting vaccinated. Dude, you're setting yourself up, especially in Los Angeles. Just got to stay quiet about that, right? But LeBron James, that's why he will be playing tonight.
Also, there's some other breaking news. Kristaps Porzingis was just fined $50,000 from the league for violating their COVID protocols by going to the strip club.
Was it out here in L.A.?
Out here in L.A., yeah.
Oh, jeez. Didn't he get beat up outside a strip club one time?
Yeah, I think back in the old country.
Was it? Dude, that's another thing. Okay, you realize it's not just some NBA players. It's all NBA players. All NBA players are horny. Do you remember the bubble? How fun that 3 months were? It seemed like a good idea on paper. Why haven't they gone back to the bubble? Do you want to know why? Because guys can't keep it in their pants. That's what's going on here. Guys can't keep it in their pants. And look, I'm a guy. I totally understand. If I'm playing at a high competitive level for 82 games plus playoffs, a lot more, then I'm probably going to be someone that wants attention and extracurricular activities somewhere else, right? You want to compete on and off the court. You want to have that type of alpha, charisma, bravado, that stuff that builds your confidence up. I just didn't strike Porzingis as that type of guy. That guy looks like a nerd. Oh my God. I know they call him the unicorn, but he looks more like a giraffe, if anything. And for somebody like Porzingis, you haven't been healthy a lot of this season. You have let alone your career. I don't understand how Porzingis I don't understand how Porzingis can just be like, look, okay, I'm healthy right now. I might as well make the sacrifice by not going to this strip club and just staying healthy, taking one for the team. He's literally taking one for the team. Instead, he got greedy. I think it's more selfish for him to do this. But hey, I don't know. Maybe he didn't learn from James Harden's teammate, who I forget. Who was it? The guy that did it last year for the Houston Rockets?
I don't know. There's also a story too where one of the players in the bubble was ejected from the bubble because he was dipping into one of the massage therapists there.
It was the Houston Rocket guy.
Yeah. I can't remember his name right now.
I forget his name, but it was during the Houston Rockets Los Angeles Lakers series, and then the guy that guy on Twitter, the troll Bulls Got Next, who's a huge James Harden fan. I'll never forget him going like, man, if he never got ejected, James Harden and the Rockets would have beat LeBron James. It's like, okay, if that guy wouldn't have got ejected, the guy that scored like less than 10 points a game, okay, sure, whatever narrative. That's another thing. Okay, like, look, I'm not a LeBron fan. I think I'm a LeBron realist. I really think I'm a LeBron realist.
So that actually just the league actually just now, like 2 minutes ago, released a statement because they're getting a little bit of flack about, because LeBron James, like you said, he got fined, I believe, $5,000 for going to that event.
I think he's fine. Like, I think they like checked him out. And they were like, okay, were you this? Were you that? And he was like, behind closed doors, he shared the status of what happened. So whether he provided...
He was not fined at all? I'm misinformed.
I could be wrong, yeah.
But here's a statement from the league. Quote, while we understand the inclination to compare this incident, speaking, I had parenthetically the Porzingis at the strip club incident, incident to protocol violations by other players, including LeBron James, these facts are very different. LeBron briefly attended an outdoor event related to an individual commercial activity where everybody was either required to be vaccinated or return a negative COVID test. The league reviews each potential protocol violation on a case-by-case basis and determines quarantines and imposes discipline based on the individual facts and circumstances of the matter. And what struck out to me is that the league pretty much announces that they either vaccinated or return a negative COVID test. And so I think you're onto something that I think LeBron is vaccinated.
I think he is too. But let's say he's not. Let's just speculate, right? You take out LeBron James from the series. Is that a watchable series? Maybe to Laker fans still, right? But like
against Chris Paul after everything that the Lakers fans have gone through with Chris Paul, back then.
Okay, but here's one word that could change it up, where they're going to lose a lot of money. China. If you're a Chinese person and you're watching from your home country this series, you're going to be watching this court, and who are you going to be able to recognize if LeBron James is not on the floor? You're going to be like, oh, Cameron Payne. That's it. Nobody else. Not Anthony Davis, maybe? Like Chris Paul?
Devin Booker, probably.
Devin, maybe? I've been keeping tabs on his rookie card. He's now past $1,000 if you get a PSA graded 10 on his rookie card. So if it's in mint condition, he's got good money. The only thing is like, what are his acolytes right now? It's like Chris Paul kind of has more acolytes to him, and then somehow Devin Booker has more for the price. I digress. But I think LeBron James needs to be in this series, vaccinated or not. He can provide the negative test. You can keep on checking him up, but it's just like from a market standpoint, I would rather have LeBron James apologize in Mandarin like John Cena did just to keep this guy in the series, because the global implications of having LeBron James in the series is important. It is absolutely important, especially since this is, I want to say, at least, the last season got discontinued and then got brought back after the Houston Rockets were eliminated. So this is the first season back since China and the NBA have made amends again. So this is important for LeBron James again, for the global ambassador that he is. He is now the new Kobe when it comes to relationship management with China. So I do think LeBron James. Back to before you shared that thought, though. I think I'm a LeBron realist. I really do. I like LeBron James as a basketball player. I try to, when it comes to PR stuff, I really think he needs a publicist that could keep him in check, because there are some things that he still tries to get a hold of, and it's just like, dude, that's not your topic. Stay away from it. LeBron James, is LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of the past decade. Kobe Bryant, you want to say 2000s? Okay, I'm going to say Tim Duncan. It's neck and neck. They're both like right there. That's not, but like LeBron James undisputedly is the greatest player of the 2010s. And you can still say if he's healthy, he can be today. I would argue Kawhi Leonard could be up there now with LeBron James. They both turn on and off the switch. However, I would take LeBron James for most of this past decade. LeBron James is arguably the greatest player from this. And I understand why they throw him in the GOAT discussions with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, with the Kobe Bryants, with the Magic Johnson, with, I had to go in that order because of the Lakers. This is the Laker podcast. Michael Jordan. To end this, I'll say this. A lot of Laker fans were hoping that Anthony Davis was going to be the MVP this year. I was not someone that was going to say he's going to be the MVP. I didn't think he was going to be MVP. Only because, like, if he, let's say, did have his best season by far, he's on the same team with LeBron James. He's also on the same team with Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, who is the reigning sixth man of the year. If Anthony Davis would have had his best season, it would still not been enough in a stat column for him to have passed a Jokic or a Joel Embiid, two of the favorites who are on the list right now to receive the MVP award. However, to see Anthony Davis, injury aside, take a back seat to this season, it's got to be heartbreaking, dude. It's really got to be heartbreaking. Because even before he got injured with the Achilles tendonitis, he was just there. He was just on the court. Remember when the Lakers were like going through the motion with their team at the one point of the season? I want to say it was like late January, early February, where it's just like you saw the Lakers were cruising. They were just cruising. Harrison Fagin, hats off to him. First podcast of the year, of the season. When the Lakers, it was opening night, Lakers versus Clippers. Mark and I asked him, hey, like, what are your predictions for this upcoming season? He called it. He said, hey, like, I think the Lakers are going to be cruising because they're on the championship buzz. And sure enough, Anthony Davis was the person that popped eyes to begin with. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, he'll be better. He'll be better. Achilles happens. Again, that's like a serious injury. I understand why they put him off to the side and had him go off the way as he did. He didn't come back into the Dallas Mavericks games where he is tentative. I understand that. He's very like, I'm going to go slowly into this process back to being fully healthy. And there are games where I just see Anthony Davis and I'm like, look, dude, you were brought to Los Angeles to be a dominant big. There are a lot of shots that you're taking, not because you're a great jump shooter, but it looks as if you're scared. The Phoenix Suns game, again, really hurt me because he was 5 of 16 from the field. And a lot of the shots that he was taking from jump shots or even three-point land, those were shots he could have just taken to the rim. There are times where Anthony Davis really looks as if he's scared or as if he's thinking longevity. He's like, I don't want to get hurt because I want to play another game. I really want to see an aggressive Anthony Davis, not just the rest of this series, but for the rest of the playoffs. I think we can see it, but Anthony Davis just has to play as if he's going to take somebody's head off. I'm done with Anthony Davis taking these jump shots when DeAndre Ayton is off the floor. That's your time to go to the rim. That is your time to dunk on people. That's your time to have that emphatic dunk and yell, I'm back.